Welcome to the Zesty Ginger Podcast. We are Megan and Dr. Alex. We are here for transformation. Yours, ours, and the collective. Personal and professional for practitioners. But not just any transformation. Compassionate transformation. Because between the two of us, we have seemed to have done things the painful way. Let our pitfalls become your stepping stones. We aren't afraid to share our raw and vulnerable truths in order to help you transform your thinking, your body, your heart, and your soul. Combining 15 years of functional medicine with brain-based habit change to lead you to the best life possible in a compassionate way. Compassion, yes, yet plan to roll up your sleeves. Transformation requires your participation. And a quick reminder, this information is not meant to diagnose, manage, or treat disease. Always consult with your doctor, not this doctor, before making changes. Now let's get into the episode.
Hey there, Megan here. Welcome back to the podcast and welcome back to the series of possibility. Are you feeling all of the possibility? I hope you are. But more importantly, do you know what you call cheese that is not yours? Nacho cheese. I did promise I'd start with a dad joke, and there you go. So we are on week 2 of the series of possibility, and you made it. Yay! Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. If you're jumping in right here and you didn't make it, go on back to season 1. Not season 1, go on back to part 1 of this series, of the possibility series that was last week. So Monday through Friday, there are 5 parts to go listen to because this is part 6. But have no fear, you have plenty of time to go listen, plenty of time to go grab the workbook and enter to win. At the end, you will enter to win. We're going to give away 3 spots in our January Compassionate Habit Training event, which is live in Virginia Beach. Yes, you heard me correctly. We're doing our first ever live event that's open to everyone. So grab the workbook and fill it out as you go. You grab the workbook at zestyginger.com/possibility. Cool? Cool. And if you've already purchased the January event, thank you. That was smart because the price goes up December 10th. And do not wait because we will refund you if you win. Cool? Cool. You will just need to fill out the workbook and send us a screenshot also of the review that you left on the podcast on iTunes by January 3rd. That's all you have to do. Today, let's talk about possibility and limitations. And is it possible that what you believe about your limitations, that it isn't true? Is it true? It's a good question to ask because y'all know by now, right? Whether you believe something will happen or you believe it won't, you are right. The thing is, though, what you will believe will vary so much based on where you grew up, who raised you, right? Who were these people that were passing on their beliefs, the ones that they got? I have a funny example about that because I have a 6-year-old at the time. She'll be 7 on Christmas, my Christmas baby. And in the neighbor, there's another little boy, exact same age as her, and they play so well. And they are very, very similar, like crazy similar. It is so cool and so fun because they get really into imaginative play, and I just love it. So there's the 2 kids, and there's the 2 neighbors, 2 different families, right? And one day, Paige wanted to go over there. And we were talking with a neighbor about how she wanted to go over, and she said, well, it's going to be a while because my son takes a really long time to eat. And I was like, oh, yeah? So does Paige. And she was explaining to me and in front of her child how this was a problem and that he just takes forever and I just can't get him to eat. And, you could tell that she was actively trying to figure out, what should we do about this? And in our home, because, there's siblings, and siblings often want to race to things and compete about things, one of the things is often about food. So we have a rule in our house that whoever finishes last is actually the winner, and that is healthiest for your body and healthiest for digestion. So when the mom across the street was saying this, Paige said, oh, she's like, it's okay. She's like, it's actually better for you if you eat slowly. And I was just beaming as a mom, right? Because she's telling the neighbor how it is. And I mean, she meant it. And the neighbor also meant it. Like, to her, it was a problem that she just can't get her son to eat. And for me, I'm cheering my kid on for taking her time. So 2 houses in the exact same neighborhood, directly across the street, 2 completely different beliefs, right? So we're going to try on those beliefs and just ask, are they even true? Because if she could have a completely different belief than me, then which one is true? You start to realize you actually have all the possibilities. You get to believe the one you want to believe and the one that empowers you the most. So you may be saying, I don't know, I can't just believe anything. And we get it, because often there's a fear of failure here. If you've failed at something before, then you don't want to do it again. You know, if I give it my all, if I really give it 100% to my health, or start that business, or change that relationship, and it fails, then what does that say about me? Right? So we've adopted these beliefs to protect us. Here are a few of ours. So I had the belief that I can't eat well because I have kids. So is that true? Well, as it turned out, it wasn't true at all. Because they easily would adapt to what I was making and I was teaching them. And honestly, the things that we make don't take any more time than the things that we would have made. It was a story. It was a belief. Dr. Alex had the I can't build a business because I have chronic pain. Now, is that true? Well, she did it. She has one. She's also no longer in chronic pain. And we built the majority of this when she was. Or maybe I can't be a health coach or a dancer or an artist or fill in the blank. You know, I would be throwing away my degree. That was one of mine. Is that true? You know, I decided after 10 years in an engineering career and going to college for engineering to leave the corporate world, and I did not look back once. No, I did not. So is that true? Maybe what you are wanting to believe, it may be true for you. These are just things to try on. I also had the belief I have to have my symptoms to stay healthy, right? So I somehow imagined that if I no longer had symptoms, then I would just, I don't know, I guess I just thought I would like eat cake for breakfast, like gluten-filled cake for breakfast with dyes, and I don't know what I thought would happen. I will, spoiler alert, now that I do not have symptoms that keep me healthy, I still enjoy all my healthy habits, right? Maybe I'm more lenient and really haven't shifted all that much in what I do. We see a pattern. There's this pattern when people are going for something, right? They're going for, maybe they want success in the form of a thriving business, and they'll just jump in and they believe they could do it and they learn from their mistakes. So that's one group of people. But there seems to be 2 camps. There's like the let's do this, like whatever it is. And it seems to be a lot of those people in that camp that are coming to us are already successful in business. And then we have like the brand new coaches who just are just totally starting. And they're also like, let's do this. Megan and Alex say we can do this. And for them, it's just like, I'm all in, let's do this. And they're so new that they're not even believing their limitations. And the people who have been in it a while have learned enough that there's always going to be roadblocks and there's always going to be learning. So why not just do it, right? And then there's this other camp. There's this group of people, and it's so hard for me when I hear this because it's actually a group of people that I often feel like, oh, you would benefit so much from the work we do or the trainings we have. And when we talk to them on the phone, I know I fell into this when I was like 3 years in. is that I hear this story of like, no, I already know everything I need to know. There's nothing else to learn, and I'm just going to implement what I have, right? And that's awesome. Although the things that they're implementing, we find, are the things that are focused on specifics of like how to write the email or how to eat the food, or right? And it's not acknowledging that there's a whole set of beliefs behind this. And honestly, when we shift the beliefs that are behind it, we get to that result so much quicker that they don't have to do the long diet and they don't have to do the years of emails and implementing. And so as I was watching these two groups of people, like the successful people, I'm saying successful, meaning they already have the success, like from a monetary standpoint or a large, they are helping lots of people or even their health. Those are the ones that we see more likely to just jump in and try it because they know, cool. Or like, I don't need a certification, right? It's just that they're ready to practice. They're ready to master something. It's not jumping from thing to thing anymore, because earlier on, sometimes when we are learning something, we're like, oh, I just need more information, right? And that's like gathering more certifications and gathering more data and buying more books and listening to more podcasts, and you're looking for information. And that there's a point where we agree, yes, it's not the information, it's the implementation, right? It's like you're baking a cake and you have this amazing recipe and you have all the ingredients and you're even putting all the ingredients in the perfect order, right? Because you're following a plan. And the thing is that then you put the cake in the oven. But that oven, the oven's not plugged in. Because underlying all of that, there was one small thing. And for us, it's often some small belief that I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough to be a successful coach. I don't deserve good health. And I have all the ingredients following all the patterns, but the oven isn't on. And plug in that oven, phew, cake starts cooking and comes out beautifully. Nothing was missing. Everything was already there, right? It was a tweak in beliefs. How does that sink in? So we're not necessarily saying that you are missing anything. We just want to help you plug in the oven. And that is just really, really looking at these beliefs. In health, it could be worried about the body, obsessed with supplements. But then just being like, no, I don't need to do any of that other stuff. Or maybe following a diet really specifically, can follow a diet or a plan anyone else made to you, but cannot hear your intuition, does not have your own inner authority or trust that you can decide what's good for you or that you can integrate. So which of these patterns are you falling into? Just thank your mind and yourself for attempting to protect you, because this is always what we're trying to do when we're believing or having limitations or coming up with a story. And this series is about changing the story for possibility. And if you're feeling a bit irritated at all about anything that was said today, or the common things that come up, that's cool. That's a sign of growth. It's a sign that things can change. It's just a lovely mirror for something to process and understand and move through. All right, make sure you fill out the workbook for today and start thinking about, what are these stories you tell yourselves? What are the beliefs that you got because you were on one side of the street versus the other side of the street? And if you want to wire this all in a bit faster, rewiring the brain takes repetition, so just keep in mind that we have an add-on upgrade to this free series by grabbing our daily hypnosis audio, going over to zestyginger.com/meditations, and the link is in the show notes. And just like the rest of the series, we want to end you with a story of possibility. Thanks for being here.
Where do I even start? Oh my gosh. Working with Zesty Ginger has been transformational for me on so many levels. One of the biggest takeaways for me is that I get to choose my identity and how I show up in the world. And if I'm working from an identity that no longer serves me, I can do the work to change it. So one major example was the huge shift in my travel OCD. I was frustrated with it and so ready to feel comfortable again. Working on trauma and my subconscious mind, I was able to walk away with a new identity that I am in control. That meant that it no longer feels like the OCD is the ultimate ruler in my brain. I am. And that is so huge for me. I have also had tremendous personal and business breakthroughs using these exercises and techniques. When I chose to share my personal story publicly as I was pivoting my business, Dr. Alex and Megan really helped me release all the insecurities and limiting beliefs around the opinions of other people so that I could navigate social media, comments, and outside thoughts without taking it personally. Talk about letting go of my people-pleasing personality or old identity. That was so huge for me, and I am so thankful.
Thanks for coming out to hang with us on the podcast. It is our goal to transform the way women are treated in healthcare. And we need your help. We need your help to get the word out. We have a lofty goal of 1 million downloads. And we know that as this podcast grows, we're going to be able to reach more women, get more amazing speakers for you, and bring the most cutting-edge information.
If you found these pod classes helpful, please take a moment to text 5 women you know the link to the series. We appreciate your help so much. Can't wait to see you next time.